Welcome back, everybody, to my dungeon lair. Yeah, I can't escape this place, but we're going to get this puppy cleaned up. Halloween's over. I was able to snag my contaminated kid, the two-headed goat of evil, from Party City. It was originally $280, and they went half off on November 1st. And I picked that puppy up for a great price. It is a 4-foot tall, lovely piece. I think this goat isn't just celebratory of Halloween, but you can celebrate with this goat during Christmas and Valentine's Day. Can you imagine just taking this goat and just putting it in front of a random house and just watch them just go crazy because they have no idea. I think this goat is some of those absolutely bonkers, amazing Halloween animatronic that I've seen in years. I mean, a lot of the skeleton stuff's fun. There's some unique items here and there. The sandworm from Beetlejuice was awesome, but this one is like, holy shit, this is the spirit of Halloween. So happy to get that puppy. Hope you guys found one too. That being said, we have some more stuff to go through. Check that out. I'm going to pull it all out of the shelving because of the bad lighting. We're going to sit down and organize it out with you and talk about these toys. And we're getting there. So we have this left. We have this shelf left. And we have that shelf left. I'm going to move a whole bunch of tubs from that room and put them in here. And we're going to start slowly hitting more of the basic tubs which we originally started off with. And then we're going to hit into more vintage. And then we're going to hit into more power vintage. Can't wait to get to those, but all in good time. And right off the bat, we have Cryotech robots in disguise. Toy-wise, they did have some fascinating toys, but they did bring back a lot of earlier pieces from, here we are, Megatron from Transmetal, that wonderful dragon, but now Cryotech in chrome blue. Wow, I like this piece. It is a wonderful piece. A lot of the Robot in Disguise figures are a little more uncommon to find, especially these exclusive ones. I think this might have been Target only, Toys R Us. I could be way off on that. But the later figures like these that were repaints are much more uncommon to get versus, let's say, the Autobot cars of Prowl and Sideswipe. Cryotech. Look at that piece. It was just wonderful. Anytime you include a dragon that transforms into a robot, you know you're gonna win. Surefire success. So this piece, I kept it for all these years. It's a wonderful one. I don't have much RID stuff, but they did a great job. And I still don't understand why they don't do this, where you have all these wonderful toys, and I'm not a big fan of reissues in general, but you could still have this mold be recast in brand new colors. I think that's great. I think if they came back at Hasbro and said, we still have the molds in China, let's make this dragon green and give it a brand new head, that would be killer. And they're like, no, we can't do that. We just can't do that. There's so many wonderful toys that they could rehash and give new life to. And again, not condoning actual just full reprints of the original series. I'm just saying it would be nice to see more recolors and new robot heads and little tweaks in the design, change the wings a little bit, change the dragon's head right there a little bit more. That would be awesome. But they don't do those things because wonderful piece. I'm going to keep it. Probably going to range around 100 a quarter to 150 probably most likely. It's still a wonderful killer piece, but it's not a main character. It's from a line that's a little bit of a subsidiary of Beast Wars and Beast Machines that people are kind of like, yeah, I forgot about that, but it's not part of the original series. That's a recolor of. That being said, love it. Next, we have the Energy Liger. So this is towards the tail end of the line of the Hasbro series of Zoids. This one's a little weird. It's the Liger, which is the main character of the animated series. And then they said, hey, let's give it an air power compressor, which I just... Give me lights, give me electronic sounds, make it move. But a compressor, it never works. It never works as well as it ever advertises itself. It's a little dicky, and just a little bit of action, and that's it. It sucks. Just give me battery powered stuff. It's a neat novelty item. That being said, I like the design. I like the colors of it. It definitely kills. As for market value these days, probably about 100, 100 and a quarter. I think I actually have it, or at least kicking around. When the series aired, I believe it was in late high school for me or early college. I fell in love with it. I always liked Zoids, and now there's an animated series. I was super excited. So when those toys came out by Hasbro, I kept buying them and buying them. That's why I'm finding duplicates at times, still in the box. And I'm like, whatever, more the merrier. These are awesome. But the line, as I always mentioned before, it's a killer line. More popular in Japan and in China than it is in the West. And I think that comes down to the fact that they are amazing, but they're still model kits you have to put together. And it's that little fine line between action figure and kit. And then on top of that, when you find these at the shows, they're usually opened and not put together. And they're missing tons of pieces. And a lot of collectors, especially collectors that want to get into collecting Zoids, shy away from it. Because, like, is it complete? And the seller's like, I don't know. Because they just don't want to spend the time trying to look at all the joints and put it together. It's just kind of a weird mess. That being said, there still is a wonderful market. There's anime series, there's video game series, and hopefully Tommy's going to bring back a newer series and bring back newer figures. The Hasbro line itself, which was mostly recasts of the original series from Japan in brand new colors. Again, love it when you bring everything back in new color decos. And towards the end, there were quite a number of extremely rare Hasbro Zoids that were technically never issued. They would only show up like in Thailand where the factories were making these toys. And we would only see like a couple samples ever show up on eBay. And then that was it. Some were quite a lot more. A couple cases turned up. But there are some absolutely fascinatingly rare pieces toward the end. It's been a while since I've researched this stuff, and I look on eBay every so often and they're still not showing up, which just means wow. Still love to get my hands on that chrome shield Liger. Anyways, I'm gonna let this one go because there should be one kicking around, as I mentioned earlier, and let's keep moving on. Laser tag, and that's a laser with a Z, not an S. How's that? Ooh, love the deco of this box. They kept that design of the gun super futuristic. They kept the package design futuristic, and they had this damn smug kid. Oh my god, look at that kid. He is my hero. He reminds me of the guy from Spy Kids. So these were fun as a kid. I never had the photon gun. I had a laser tag gun, and it was hours of fun. Still love it. I can still hear the sounds of this tingling beep, beep, beep. I don't know where this piece came from. We probably picked up at a garage sale years ago. It's not my original one. I would doubt that heavily. Oh my god. Look at the battle they're having. You can see the lasers. Look how decked out they are. It's like, yeah, kids, you're in a post-apocalyptic world now. Enjoy your laser battle. The helmet was stupid. I'll give you that. There was an animated series, too, if you guys didn't know. Isn't that crazy? So Photon had a live-action series, which is available on YouTube to watch and fun in its own right. Amazing action figures. But Laser Tag never had action figures, but they had a cartoon series, and it was intriguing, and it's probably very mind-numbing if you want to watch it at this point. But yeah, Worlds of Wonder, kick-ass. They also produced the Teddy Ruxpin series. Oh, God, look at that. That has the proof of purchase, which I love. A lot of these obscure toy lines, and we have one here where you would cut this out and get a mail-away special kit or toy or something, but most of these toy lines just never had it. They just had this option that never came through. Still love it. I actually have a dead stock mint one up for sale right now that no one's buying for a really low price, and I'm thinking just swap this. Just keep the mint one and let this one go, man, right? Yeah, still love this stuff. I just need this. I have a helmet kicking around, the hat, and a vest. I'm going to get rid of all that stuff. I just need the base core two guns, the big white rifle and the black gun that was produced. I don't need the other accessories. The hat was kind of cool. The helmet was just stupid. Again, I just look at it and you're just like, why would you wear that? Probably should wear it in public, to be honest with you. I feel like I have an urge now to go on the bus wearing it and just stare at people inappropriately. That sounds like a good idea. I'll see you guys in the news. So yeah, about $60, not too much, especially the retail cost is probably about $35, $45. And that's what hampered a lot of this technology. It was a race to get it out first, but the toys cost a ton of money, and that was kind of the downfall. Laser tag was a little more successful. Photon was expensive as well, but they had the photon zones. So remember, as a kid, you would go to those places. Those were photon facilities to play at. Laser tag never had that. So it's kind of like a mismatch of them edging away at each other and that novelty did wear off after a few years, but we still love them. But they were expensive as hell. They were. So moving on. And here we have the Evac fighter from Aliens. Hell yeah. This was the first toy line that I ever collected, technically. So what I mean is, when they were coming out and there was no magazines, it was just rumor, like, oh my God, they're going to make an Aliens toy line. And then I knew some guy at a flea market that was getting them from Ohio, and he was going to bring them up, and he was going to charge a whopping $8 each. And he's like, what do you want? And I was like, oh my God. So that's when I decided to open one and keep one sealed. So I was a collector already, but this is the time I was preserving them. This is my childhood one. This is my actual box. I love this vehicle. It's silly as it is. Little containment unit back there, and there's Apone driving it. There's no bugs t-shirt. It's so awesome. I wonder to this day where the artwork is. None of the Aliens original package artwork from Kenner has ever shown up, and I hope to God it wasn't thrown in the garbage during the transition to Hasbro. But it's possible. If anyone knows what that original artwork is, please contact me. Beetlejuice, Megaforce, Terminator, all that stuff's just gone, man. Look at that vehicle. That is so cool. This is just Kenner mindstorming out a playable vehicle that has the features of a jail cell that interact with the alien creatures, missile firing. It really is cool. It's so cool that this Evac fighter actually appears in Star Trek. Yes, that's right. It appears in Star Trek. Does this not look like a Star Trek ship? Because somebody thought this was a Star Trek ship. So when I was watching, as a kid, Star Trek Generations in the theater, and Picard is going back through the rift or whatever it was, and he has this family, and they're at Christmas, and the kid opens up his present, and he's playing with an Evac fighter. I was like ready to scream out in the crowd, like, God damn it, that's a fucking Aliens toy. Don't you do this to me, man. That was a weird moment in my life. I had a real passion for toys, let's put it that way. So they also made a couple of vehicles, and the unproduced ones was the mini dropship as well as a full-size dropship, which I'd love to get my hands on. The full-size dropship was very close to being produced, but was cut early. A couple test shots are out there. Full-size, movie-accurate looking dropship, and the mini dropship was a creation by Kenner as a small vehicle that flies to be the part of the smaller vehicle assortment. That piece got the final production samples packaged, and I do have one, and it's a lovely piece that was then later reused the mold for VR Troopers. Isn't that cool? Because if you already have the molds and it costs that much money, you better use it and save that money. Love the vehicle. This is my own personal one. I can't let it go. I probably have a sealed one somewhere. I got a couple loose ones I just found, so I need to get rid of a couple of those and just keep the one vehicle, because I kept hoarding the stuff. You can't blame me. It's Aliens, man. Aliens and Predator figures, that is where the heart is. So that being said, moving on. Probably without $50. Isn't that crazy? Though the Alien line is absolutely loved and people collect it. It's one of the most strong 90s toy lines that people really like. There's so much of it out there still in the package that the toy line's like $20 carded for an Alien, $50 for the Evac fighter. It's just, as I said, like, that's just how it is. But what else do we have? We have Deluxe Zenon. Oh my God, look at that. That's like a classic color system. Reminds me of that character from G1 Transformers, Cinder Sword. No, but that's just how the color system goes. Like the blue and the red and the silver just work so well together. This is the Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. I used to kind of like watch an episode before I went to school, and I was not intrigued about this. it was a weird series, computer viruses and just, the Japanese import show. The robots are really cool. So we have right there the combiner, the Vitor, Tractor, Boar to form Zenon. It's a nice toy. It's fun stuff. I like the robots. I thought the suit creatures, the monsters were all fun too. Not a lot of love for this line. The deluxe figures like Zenon here and Drago and a couple others, they do very well in the money end. $100, $150 boxed. But in general, it's not really a well-remembered series, which is just how things are. Like, you already had Power Rangers, you already had Beetleborgs, you already had VR Troopers. It was getting oversaturated, and some shows are just not going to be as beloved as others. So, that being said, it's a wonderful piece. He's not in there. That little bastard escaped me. He probably, when I was moving, was like, this is the time to get the hell out of here. So, it's just how things are. Because all these toys are really alive. We've all seen Toy Story, right? We've all seen Meat Canyon. So if these toys turn alive and start talking to you, obviously you'll get cancer. So don't try to provoke them to move around for you, because that'll turn out pretty bad for you. Yes, I'll keep this piece. I'll find the guy to put in there. And yeah, it's a fun piece. I like the robot stuff. So I'm okay not owning the smaller carded figures, the mini PVC figures, just the main robots, and we're good to go. But yeah, people, I think in general, just collect the line because of the great robots in it. They may not know anything about the actual TV show and don't even care about it. So that being said, we're moving on to X-Men. Haha, the X-Men pinball game. God, look at this company called Playtime. They're like, okay, so let me get this straight. We make a pinball machine that's very generic. We have some stellar artwork, and we just change the franchise over and over and over. How long do you think we can get away with this? Forever. Yeah, I got this as a kid from my father. He got it from like a discount place. Actually, I think it's actually used. Strange enough, it was supposed to be dead stock unused. It's a lovely piece. I really don't need it. It's one of those wonderful pieces. I would have preferred to have more X-Men figures and toys, but of course, the more I talk about that, the more I'm kind of like, man, I want to keep this. Look at all that Jim Lee artwork on it. Wow, killer back. I was hoping for a little bit more than that. Let's see right there, Goodwill Industries being sold as is. Early Goodwill might have its own value being as an early Goodwill. But yeah, I'm going to let this piece go because we have to let go of some things here, obviously. I probably have about $50, $60. Like, no one's like crying for pinball kids' toys, like, to my knowledge. I mean, I could be completely wrong. It could be this underground collecting group, which would be pretty amazing, to be honest with you. But yeah, I mean, the colors are there, the brightness, all the character art. They were smart to use all those early character Jim Lee art. Yeah, but I'm going to have to let it go. It may not even be complete in the box, to be honest with you. So, let that puppy go. Let that puppy go. And we're getting there, guys. We're slowly crunching away.